Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Sunless Sea with me, BrainBoy 20. Where we last left off, we had dropped off an iron lock copper box, whatever the name was, at Station 3, and gained a few disturbing images of hot metal. And with that, there's nothing more to do. Is there errands from the Acolyte? From time to time, she'll know if there's something you can do for guarding the yard. However, never mind. Deliveries to the smith. Hot metal for the smith. Why the claimant can't deliver it, you don't know. And then a present. She's in search of new music to sing at her work. You could scramble together some pages, or a normal present. She's in search of some new music to sing at her work. You could write some. Why not? Let's try. Nothing too difficult. It might not be enough for a royal concert, but it's a good hearty tune that would put anyone in a better mood. You try singing with various invented lyrics about a kite made of plantoons and a clock that can only strike 13. The tune holds up, and you're sure that the austere acolyte's broader and more varied verses will go with it just as well. When you whistle it to her, for her, she seems really quite touched. That's all for now. And we gain 5 Station 3, earning the Acolyte's favor. Now we have 12. Alright, enough of this madness. Let us launch. We're still searching for Mount Palmerston, as well as the Avid Horizon. I dare not go back to London without getting to Mount Palmerston at least. Abbey Rock, some distance northeast. I at least recognize the name. Oh boy, that place is fun. Fun in a good way. It's not going to kill me. Not yet. And we've discovered the Sisterhood in Abbey Rock. We are going full speed ahead. Our hull is a little worse for wear, but it's better than fighting the lifeberg we encountered last episode. Well, we didn't fight it, period. Where's the dock? Is it always... Okay, this one's always to the north, apparently. That is actually quite irritating. I'd rather not use much more fuel than I have to. Even though we recently got the, charming mechanic? What was he? Tireless mechanic. Why the heck would I think he's charming? Oh well. Oh, yes. Great, we found the Sisterhood. I can actually show you what I wanted to show you last episode. I hinted at it beforehand, but... Let us dock. Abbey Rock. Here the Grim Sisters' lair. Abbey Rock, a black spit of an island far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress governant. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. We could trade supplies. Resources are limited on Bleak Rock. The Sisterhood will pay a fair price for good supplies. For supplies. Not a good price, mind. You could sell off excess supplies for 20 echoes per. We can compile a port report. It's unlikely to be eventful, which we'll do immediately. As always, nothing is happening. The sisters watch us, we feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. Knock at the iron-studded gate. Although you have no recent news. I'd rather not. Watch the Covenant. Wait and see. Wait a while and see. Dangerous training. Like huge and deadly herons, the sisters stalk along the very tops of the walls. You watch through a spyglass as they leap and whirl, slashing at each other with a variety of frightening weapons. God! One of them just turned a somersault. And now here's what it is. Search the surroundings. You can't be the first to come here. Unlocked with no more than 0 memoirs, beginner's luck. Beginner's luck is a quality that all Z captains start with, but it's a hidden one. There are very few places where you can enact it, but here is one of them, or at least the only one I've found thus far. And I don't know of many others, so let's explore. A map, a mask, the face beneath. Someone died here, far from home, long enough ago that their flesh is gone. A visitor by the looks of their frog mask. The mask will be worth a bit. The skull would look good on a mantelpiece. And what's this map? We've gained a revelatory chart. You've gained 5 terror, a lamentable relic, and an outlandish artifact. Time is. And now that we have Memoir's beginner's luck, we found something valuable. Once per game, something pleasant will happen. And that's everything we can do at Abbey Rock, so let us launch. And let's continue searching for Mount Palmerston. We discovered Kissiger's vortex. Let's try to avoid that if we can. Sure, I'll visit the... No. Oh. This must be the Void's approach. The air crackles with frosty radiations. To the north, the false star fails in the darkness. The Chapel of Lights. I'm just going to visit this place. I don't want to remain. Stop for a moment. Maybe the bat will actually find something. Well, there's the Avid Horizon at least. Do you hear music? Chapel of Lights. Furtive faithful gather in the shadows between the many, many candles. A bell tolls in the chapel tower. Cracked iron laughter. Beware, the aisle is full of voices. Eat of the chapel's bounty. Unlocked with hunger, a smiling priest unlocks the door of the storehouse for you. Here, he says, eat, but take nothing away with you. Why not? Rich and red. They have shark steaks plucked from the sea, thin slices of cavern tuna, translucent and delicate as paper, little crimson cakes flavored with cinnamon, coated with poppy seeds, tomatoes, impossibly ripe and sweet so far from the surface. Gorge yourself. Leave with the juices dripping from your chin. Gather intelligence. What occurs here between the light and darkness? A smiling priest in a red cassock tends the chapel. The congregation are shy of light. They come and go in little ships, and it's strangely difficult to count them. Perhaps some of them are imaginary. Still, you know the name of a ship or two. And then there's a tender service of the chapel. The great bell tolls, the few and ragged faithful gather for St. Arthur's lesson. Bring your offerings. I'm not going to drop 5 supplies just to figure out what this does. What do you look like, made of money? Anyway, we're now going to head to the Avid Horizon, which we were so close to, but it didn't tell me where it was. Of which I'm actually kind of annoyed at. Yeah, to the Avid Horizon. If you're wondering why we're going there, we have the Admiralty Report, if you couldn't remember that from last episode. Oh, I remember now. The Avid Horizon's one of the other places beginner's luck can be used. I think. Yes, this is one of the other places. I recognize those sigils anywhere. Now, we actually had the sigil-scarred navigator. Spoiler alert, actually. If you don't want to hear this, please tune out for a brief moment. The sigil-scarred navigator has a small journey that begins the Chapel of Lights. I've never actually completed it yet, but I just wanted to warn you. The only reason I didn't access it is because it costs supplies to do. And, well, I don't have a ton of supplies that might last me from here to London. Anyway, Avid Horizon. This is the end. 2 vast winged shapes guard a gate, something like resin, smooth but uneven. It's a deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crusts over the cracks between its valves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling in shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows from everywhere to everywhere, It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dark lies empty. Let us retrieve strategic information. From here, which you were given a sign to look for, there it is, carved on one of the pillars of the dock. Pleas for clemency. Below the sign, an authoritative hand has carved this message. If you wish to return to London, if you seek the forgiveness of the Empress, if you will sacrifice all to make amends, record your name and crime. Below are the names of murderers, traitors, hopeless villains who fled into exile. They've made the icy pilgrimage here to the end of the world, to prove their desperation to return home. You record them all, the old and the freshly carved. The Admiralty will pick through the names and make their choice. Leave now. Quickly. We might as well gather some intelligence. Such as there is to gather out here where nothing moves. The stillness is itself of interest to the Admiralty. It is not impossible someone foolish might attempt to open the gate. It is not inconceivable that it might open from the other side. And what then? Terra no more than 75. Let us look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored night of the waves. Watch them for a while. I mean, we are trying to look for inspiration for our sea shanty. Or poem. Or story. Who knows? Peace beneath the world. These are real stars. They burn above the roof of the neath, beyond the earth, in the spaces of heaven. Even so far away, even now, their eyes are on you. But here, in the night under the world, you are safe. Safe. You return to your senses, gasping. Your hands are cold, numb. How long were you watching the stars? You heard a story. The ice by the gate's edge. There was a whisper about a hunting quest and a final revenge. Behind the ice. Yes, yes, this is what the rumors meant. A hunter frozen in the ice, hands contorted to claws, mouth agape. With her left hand she had plucked her own eye from the socket. It lies very close to the surface of the ice. If the stories are true, there's a dark virtue in that eye. Take it, then, but perhaps you should put it in a jar. Turns out I was wrong about the whole beginner's luck thing from there. Anyway, let's head back south. I'll probably put up I'm probably going to put this little note to remind myself to leave a note on YouTube of when the very, very, very minor spoiler is going on or not, so people know when to re-continue the audio. And again, that's not really that much of a spoiler, is it? Vaguely saying that the Sigil-scarred Navigator has a place in the Neath here. No islands within range. Curses. I would so like to guess that Mount Palmerston's in this area of blackness between Brit and the Chapel of Lights, but one can't be too certain. I say Brit, it's bright. I don't know why I keep mispronouncing it. Curses. Alright, alright. We don't have any fuel remaining. We gotta go back to London. Ah, well. We'll search for Mount Palmerston later. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll tell us where it is now. No isles within range. Then, let us shove off. I don't know why I didn't stop at the Chapel of Lights. I could have fed my crew. Oh well. No islands within the Zebat's range. And I'm drinking my bottle of water right now, so if you hear some noise in the background, that's probably that. I might stop at Station 3 again, briefly. Why not? Let's at least attempt it. We're definitely running lower and lower on fuel. This is not going to be pleasant, but I might as well No, we'll stop at the Salt Lions. I think there's someplace where I can gain some supplies for free. How much are you supposed to improve the ship's engine by? Just out of curiosity. Oh, just 5%. I thought that was 50. Oh well, that's my mistake then. Alright, let us stop at the seal port and see what else might be here. Perhaps if there's enough money around, I might be able to get some of the Salt Lion shards and bring them back to London. Oh no, that's 200. Never mind. Never mind. Let's compile a port report. Let's visit the Unmakers. I've gained a fragment and lost 5 terror. Wait a minute, visit the Unmakers. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4? I wouldn't call us Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary, or occult basalt ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? Yeah. Let's keep going. Hopefully we don't encounter anything huge on the way back. Oh, these are front to back. Is there another port? No. No, they're facing one another. Why did I think they were going front to back? Oh well, let's see if there's any other islands nearby. I would very much like to see that. Donny Reef is a long way south. No. We're going straight back to London. No more detours. We can't put this off any longer. If we do, we're gonna die out here. You see, even with all this preparation, greed will be the death of any sailor. Or Zailer, sorry. I have not actually, for those wondering, I've not actually played this game to completion. I am flying partially blind, because I don't know what happens with every single story lit. And the makers of Fallen London have actually recently updated the game with even more stories, and do so regularly. Or at least, they fix a lot of bugs and glitches that might exist, which I've yet to encounter a single one. Alright, we're gonna stop here at Hunter's Keep, hopefully not being stupid and remembering to get Salt's blessing this time. So we might as well visit with Cynthia. I think she has Salt's blessing. Miss Melancholic. Yes, I've got Salt's attention. Iron has increased, gained a Tale of Terror, gained terror, and gained some supplies. But let us shove off. We don't want to wait any longer, considering our fuel reserve is dropping even lower. I'll be able to get some supplies back at least. And not a moment too soon with how much fuel we have remaining. How did we gain so much? Was it a lot of favors with the Admiralty? hopefully the cheery man does not decide to pay me a visit and wonders why those... Oh, hopefully the customs duty doesn't pay me a visit. That would be dreadfully awful. That's kind of why I wanted to find Mount Palmerston, but I got really unlucky and couldn't do that. Okay, no one found me. The Alarming Scholar. Perhaps not right now. Ventures, desires, or anything I could actually possibly give you? No. I honestly should have waited a little bit before returning, just so I could get the morning or night free, but that was my mistake. That, and I don't think the fuel amount could wait any longer, so once again let's read the morning papers. And it's the Carnade again, which is lucky for us. We gained some supplies and reduced our terror. You know what? Let's rest in a room above the blind helmsman. I now have a restful night. You've known sweet and dreamless sleep. This will strengthen you when you struggle against nightmares. The rats keep you awake of nights with their muttering and skirmishing, but the bed is warm, and the door has a lock. And they reduce a little terror and gain a restful night. Sure. Let's go back to the city. Hire on more crew? No. No reason. Alright, as usual we're going to burn some of the favors of Admiralty to once again attempt to gain a lot of extra fuel. And not strategic information just yet. Test this revelatory chart. Revelatory chart, sorry. So let's submit one. Let's find out if it's real. A careful inspection. He scrutinizes the chart minutely through a lens. He doesn't, you notice, remove the dark spectacles. It passes muster, he remarks. The usual fee applies. We've gained 250 echoes, why not? And let's do the other one as well. Same thing. Port reports. Or actually, let's go to another port. Well, guess what? We go to the Avid Horizon again. I was going back there anyway. Why the bloody heck not? And then, I don't have my favors with Admiralty just yet, so let us submit some port reports. Let's go to Hunter's Keep first. Did I not get a port report at Hunter's Keep? Well, aren't I just a moron? Vanderbite, then. Gained a fuel, but here's the problem. As you can see, the favor remains unchanged, but that's only for certain ports. Other ports, like such as... We've been to what, Salt Lions? I tell them about this. Oh. Looks like I'm wrong. That's actually kind of bad, then. I guess we will speak of Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Gained 1 fuel, gained 20 echoes, and gained a favor, Admiralty. Chapel of Lights. There's something about the undersea that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a bit good Christian shouting. Gained a favor, more echoes, and more fuel. Frostbound. Is it as beautiful as they say? I doubt it. Poets are notorious liars. But liars make bad poets. A paradox, isn't it? Never mind. Europort? We're definitely refueling the fuel again. It's just the supplies which we're going to have to purchase. I'd rather not, but oh well. Avid Horizon. I hope you intend to tell me that everything is quiet there. Of which you should be pleased, and let's send up the strategic information. We're at 800 echoes. I believe I'm actually willing. I'm going to do this just once, just to ensure that we have a good amount of fuel remaining. And, in fact, if I can... No. I'm going to burn some favors of the Admiralty, and I'm going to completely repair the hull. I'd rather not go out with this much damage dealt to it next time around. Admiralty yards. You may call in some of your Admiralty favors to have cheap, good quality work done on your ship. And we just lost 24 echoes. Rapid efficiency. All shall be well, and all manner of thing shall be well. All manner of thing shall be well, very quickly. Well, I might send a little thing back to Fallen London. Fail better, Fallen London. Fail better games about that one grammatical error. Oh well. That's for another time. Is there anything else I can possibly... Oh yes. You. Alright, alarming scholar. Here's a memory of a distant shore. Gained 10 echoes. Gained 10 echoes. A lamentable relic. Not a scientific curiosity, necessarily, but the scholar is a collection, or something. This would be terribly wasted in an ossuary. He buffs the cranium with a sleeve. I think climbing Briar Rose will suit this one rather well. A yellow rose, perhaps? Thank you so much. Let's keep this between ourselves. I don't actually know the use of lamentable relics. Or if there is one, I've forgotten it. So we might as well ditch this and get a lot of favors. An outlandish artifact, shaped by hands unknown in London. We have something like that, he declares, but not very like that. Interesting. I have some ideas about suitable fees. Oh, so that's how you're supposed to get... That's where you get money. That's where all the money is. Yeah, no, give it to me. Gentlemen, I do believe that it is time. It is time to go to our lodgings and purchase an elegant townhouse, a good address on Hollow Street. It won't be cheap. Zayla's service. You have your crew cart your things from the blind helmsman to your new address. If anyone respectable calls, they'll pass as servants. Resting is now more expensive, but more effective. Here, your lodgings. Yeah, we've heard that one before. We could sell my townhouse, but no thanks. We could also purchase a seaside mansion, but no thanks. Not yet. And we could also consider retirement from seafaring life, but that'll be next episode. As of right now, with the purchase of this lodgings, I think... Nah, we'll continue on anyway. Let's visit our study. Once your lodgings are large enough to support a study, you can create items such as an Iron-Clad will, a whispering trophy cabinet, or a Song of the Sea. Create a shrine to zone, create an anatomical cabinet, create a serene antiquarian, create a monstrous almanac. We could write a will. Create a shrine to stone. You know the hymns, the prayers, the traditions. Perhaps you believe, perhaps you don't, but it'll comfort the sailors. The process of creating the shrine to stone will increase your hearts by 7, as high as 200, and the shrine is an auxiliary item worth a further 7. Create an anatomical cabinet. You've learned so much. Now create an object lesson that will guide you in the destruction of your enemies. This will increase iron by 14. Create a serene aquarium. You know the secrets of this peculiar specimen. Construct an environment that will display it to the best advantage. Increase mirrors by 14. Create a monstrous almanac. You could fill whole shelves of notebooks with what you've learned of the sea, its monsters, its treasures, its secrets, and so you will. It'll increase your pages by 14. Create a whispering trophy case. Yes, yes, when the bones are emplaced, you will hear them when you sleep. This will increase your veils by 14. Write a will. The court of chancery, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom it may devour. Ensure it doesn't get its lion tentacles on your property when you're gone. Should you die, this will ensure that your heir retains your lodgings and any heirlooms you've accumulated. I definitely, even though this is basically going to burn me out of all funds, I will definitely do this. Oh, only 100 echoes. I thought it was 200. Never mind, we're good. Baseborn and fouling peace. The lawyer peers at you like a vulture composed of crocodiles. Come now, she creaks. There's a few years in you yet, but your caution does you credit. Sign here. No, no, ink is fine. This isn't the brass embassy. Adorn your lodgings with captivating treasures. Convert captivating treasures into heirlooms, and they'll adorn your lodgings until the day you die. After that, your family will probably sell them. This is a way to pass on money to your next character. You can have no more than 12 heirlooms, or 16 in a mansion, and you'll need to pay a small fee to write these treasures into your will. Convert a collection of outlandish artifacts into an heirloom. Individually, these artifacts are interesting. Together, they're unique. Write a Song of the Sea. You have assembled a store of lore and a collection of antiquities. Your knowledge of the sea rivals that of any captain of history. Write it all down. This will create the Song of the Sea, which allows you to retire happily if you have the correct ambition, and is a pretty nifty item in its own right. It requires the cabinet and aquarium, shrine, almanac, and trophy case, which can all be created from your study. Port report. Well, 40 secrets, 77 tales of terror, 77 sea stories, 77 memories of distant shores, a shrine to stone, all those bloody things. This is going to be a long journey. Let's go back into the house. Yawn, stretch, rise from your desk. And let us go to our new arrival. You, your sweetheart, and your child. What will your child call you? Father. Yes, you are the child's father. Here it is. Small, warm, apprehensive, affectionate creature. Treat it gently. You are a father. And let's spend some time with our family. Your sweetheart comes and goes. They have their own complicated business, but they always return to your shared home, and your child. If you give suitable presents to your child, they will gain sea fever. If sea fever reaches 25, they will decide to run away to sea, becoming your scion. This will establish a permanent dynasty of future sea captains. Just enjoy their company. And evening in the parlor with your child and your sweetheart, and so to bed. Crumpets and bolete jam, and what happens when you spin a child around so fast they're very nearly sick. Quiet at evenings and shared stories, bats beating at the windows, and much later, the warmth of renewed passion after the cold salt of the sea. I've gained a restful night and lost 20 terror. And so, on that note, the episode ends here. I hope you all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play Fallen London, and I am signing off.